Hello everybody. Decided I'd come out here and show you some of the pumpkins I got. We have a large amount of pumpkins growing out here. They're just seeds that started by themselves and I kept them. Look at the size of that one right there. There's my hand on it. That one's going to be pretty big when it comes to turning orange. And I got a couple more over here. There's one hanging there. There's one behind it. You can kind of see it. And I got two of them hanging on the fence right there. See? They're kind of, I don't know how well they're going to do when they really start getting heavy, because that whole vine is hanging up over the fence. And then there's another one right there. Where'd it go? That's here somewhere. Oh, there it is right there. Got a bunch of them. And my corn is looking pretty good. They've all got ears on it. And these ones are definitely bigger than the ones that I did not plant in my mulch pile, because this is like my mulch pile garden here, so I mix my mulch in with it every year. And the vegetables, like the corn and stuff, are growing just crazy in here. Look at that. That's a tomato plant there, and there's another tomato plant here. It's going crazy. It's spread itself way over into there. I've got a couple of tomatoes just about ready. They're big fat ones. Look, compared to my thumb. Got a leaf in my way. See how big they are. And they're going to be red pretty soon. And I've got some cucumbers. I just picked the big ones, so I can't show you any of them right now, but over there I've got, see all that stuff there, that's the smaller leaves. There's all cucumbers there. It's gonna be big. And then check this out, all these big leaves here, it's all pumpkin. And I've got random pumpkins around everywhere, and the ones I've already shown you. And then I'm pretty sure this is a pumpkin too, but it's all yellow. It's growing off kind of a shady spot, and it's all yellow. But I'm pretty sure it's a pumpkin too. And it might be some type of squash. And then there's this Black Beauty squash here. I've already taken two big squashes bigger than my forearm off of there. And my onions are seeding out. And I'm gonna have a bunch of little onion babies for next year. See? All this here. I'm gonna have a bunch of little onion babies for next year. I'm talking, there's a couple of hundred onions there. We won't have to buy any onions next year, but I will have to fix my rototiller so I can get a nice soft bed going for the onions. And they don't really like it in here because it's a little rocky. But the potatoes seem to be dying off over here. The potato plants, I don't know why. They've been getting plenty of water. See how this potato plant here is still green? But see that one there? It's all turning yellow and dying. I don't know why. But that's okay, I guess, because, you know, I can just pluck up the potatoes and eat them for breakfast. But I've got, there's a little, see, there's a little baby pumpkin there, a little baby pumpkin down there. And this has random pumpkins all over in it. This is the side of my greenhouse. I've got a bunch of cucumbers, and the plants, these things, they all came out of a hole here, but their main plant base is inside, so it stays nice and warm on the cold nights and stuff. But there's another pumpkin there. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of pumpkins. There's another one down there, another one right there, another one right there at the end. Gonna have lots of pumpkins. These over here are not doing very well, these little corns, but I think it's because I pretty much dug a hole in the side of the driveway and put them in there. There's no real good soil above them, so I think that's what happened there. And then these ones here are slightly bigger, but they're slightly farther away from the driveway gravel too, so that might be it. I think it's a soil problem. I don't think it's a position problem. I think where they are is a good place for them. And then down here I have some more pumpkin plants. They haven't really produced anything yet. They keep coming up with these little ones and then they die. So I think it's because it's so sunny over here. I think that's what's going on, but we'll find out later in the year. It does have one pumpkin on this plant, but that's the first one I've seen over here so far. And there's my kitty. That's Candy. She's a good girl. Yeah, she's a good little kitty, aren't you, Candy? Yes, you are. Candy the kitten. She is as cute as can be. She's got a bunch of stuff on her fur because she rolls around in the grass happily. Yeah, that's what she does. And she follows me around a lot. She's just gonna follow me. Candy. She's like, yay, hi, Dad. And over here I've got, imagine this, I have more of what I'm pretty sure is pumpkin. Yeah, it's a pumpkin. And sometimes they're squash, so I get them mixed up sometimes. The leaf looks a lot really similar. Here's another type of pumpkin, but the plant is pretty small and it's not producing anything. Same right here. And then I planted a whole bunch of flowers this year. I'm going to be saving all of the seed pods for all of these flowers. Why? Because I like these little dudes here. Where? Don't fly away. Let's get a picture of you. There we go. Get some bumblebee action going on here. Yeah. Got a little bumblebee. Bumblebee. Yeah, and so I'm going to be saving all the packs from this. There's a little one right there. He's just doing some work. Look at his hind legs there. They're so full of pollen. It's moving around a little bit here. Let me stop it. Oh, dang it, he flew away. But look at his legs, how thick they are of pollen. And wherever his hive is, there's some good honey in there. I haven't tried to find any of the honeybees here yet, but I know there's a lot of healthy ones running around. And so I'm going to save all these flowers, and then next year I definitely have to fix my rototiller, and I'm going to make some huge areas like around my center thing. I've got bricks going here. I'm going to make like a 2-foot run all the way around it. And I don't want to disturb the inside because there's my new cedar tree roots is there, so I don't really see my new cedar tree, and I don't want to disturb the roots in there. But I'll go around the outside here, and then I'm going to plant those wildflowers in there, and just a whole bunch of them. And then I have some flowers growing over here. They're pretty cool looking, and I'll save as many of those pods as I can as well. This is this plant is called Humphrey, and people make tea out of it sometimes. My dad planted this here many years ago, and I particularly don't like the tea, but because my dad planted this here and he passed away back in '98, so because of that I keep this plant alive. My mom doesn't really like the plant and nobody uses it, but I just keep it alive and let it grow every year because it was my dad's. And so now we're all the way back over to this pumpkin. And let's see, what haven't I showed you in here yet? We haven't showed you the carrots yet. The carrots are starting to go pretty good. Oh, look at this. One of these tomato plants decided it wanted to take over there, but I got news for it, see, because tomato plants will climb stuff, so I'll just put it on the stalk of this corn and it might climb up it, I don't know. And then here's one of the ends of the cucumbers. Here's one of the cucumbers, look at that. Look at that little sucker. and it's long. It'll get much fatter before I pick it. And look at all the carrots down here. I got some, you know, getting ready. They're not really ready to pick yet, but I got a big little carrot forest in there. I like how I put that. And then I picked a bunch of raspberries yesterday, but I come here today and I got a couple of ripe ones on here again. Nummy. I love these things. Never fails. Always at least have a mouthful or a handful of these to eat every day. And good. Yeah, this plant was just sitting in a friend of mine's yard in a little tiny planter many years ago. Asked him what it was. I said, "Oh, there's a raspberry plant. You want it?" I said, "Hell yes, I want it." Took it home and planted it, and so those really long ones, those just grew this year. I have to cut a bunch of those back every year so it doesn't get too big and just take over the area. And plus, if there's too many berries, you know, they'll just end up rotting on the bush because I can't eat them all myself. So, but there's my yard adventure. That's the update on my tiny house garden there. I haven't showed you guys these yet. They belong to my stepdad. Yeah, I can't take credit for the tiny trees, but bonsai trees are pretty awesome, and he's been working on these for a while. Quite some time. And then we've got some babies here that we started, and they're gonna eventually be something. Oh, there's another bonsai. And then this one here is a baby almond tree. I seen it growing and I was like, "What's this?" So I dug it up, and there was an almond stuck to the root in the base of it, so I'm assuming it's an almond. I might be wrong, but the squirrels kind of plant stuff around here and I end up with random trees, so I think it's an almond tree. We'll find out. And then I've got a bunch of these little Japanese maples, and we're gonna try to bonsai them out, see how they do. And over here I've got some marigolds. I've been saving all the seeds for this too. The marigolds are really easy to grow, and I can cover a large area with them and make it look pretty, as long as I try to keep the colors separated a little bit. See, I try to keep the flower on it while it dries out, so I know which color is which. So when I go to making them, I can try to put them in a, you know, a decent design. Like this one, see? You know how yellow is going across the middle and red on each side, or reddish orange. These are, I'm pretty sure, just alder trees. They might be cherry, but I'm pretty sure it's just an alder tree. It started growing in the ground, and I thought it was cool, so I put it in a pot, and there you go. But it's trying to die. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but whatever. And then I found this little bush in the forest. There's a bunch of them along the trail, and it had these purple flowers on it, and they died pretty much as soon as I came home. But this little nub right here, this little nub right there, this little nub right there, those are seed pods for those flowers. So whatever kind of plant this is, I'm gonna definitely be reproducing this one. Here's one of the small Chinese maples, or Japanese maples, that we're trying to bonsai out. The inner leaves, the ones we really wanted, they kind of died out, so we're letting these go. And it'll be alright, because we kind of want to grow this out and make a bunch over here, and then grow this out and make a bunch of little things over here. So it's kind of like two trees growing off the branches over here, you know, instead for right up the middle. So I don't know, it'll be pretty cool. And then yeah, so I think that's it for the update on Hawk's tiny garden and cool yard stuff. You got to meet my kitty, and you got to see the tiny bonsai trees. You got to see all the pumpkins and the squashes and the carrots and the corn. You get to see my dog chewing on a stick. There's the dog chewing on a stick. Hey honey, do you got your stick? She got distracted by my neighbor. And there we go. So I'll have another tiny house video coming up here pretty soon. It won't be too long. Alright, see you guys.